Some fog may develop as we head through the night. Beyond that, it's pretty quiet with low temperatures falling into the teens and 20s across much of the area. Not much of a breeze to speak of either. Then we get ready for another day with seasonably warm temperatures in many areas. 30s, especially East River, and 40s to near 50 the farther west you go. This is really going to be the trend for the next several days. We'll talk about that, plus one small opportunity for something for a few of us at the big week outlook. It's all coming up, but until then, First Report starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group. KELOLAND News, first at 4.
Sioux Falls police found a man dead in a parking garage this weekend, and what we know so far.
Plus, using Narcan in the extreme cold, how temperatures can impact the effectiveness of the life-saving drug. And
the New Hampshire primary is tomorrow. How the GOP candidates stack up ahead of the first in the nation primary. Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Don Jorgensen.
And I'm Kelly Volk. Mitchell business owner Corey Cummings was arrested on DUI charges after running into a parked car at Mount Vernon High School east of Mitchell. The 44-year-old has a history of DUI charges, along with drug possession and stalking. KELOLAND's Renee Ortiz takes a deeper look at the case coming up at 6. A man was found dead in a Sioux Falls parking ramp this weekend. The man had not been in contact with family recently, so relatives went out looking for him. Upon finding his body in the parking ramp off East 10th Street, they called police. Officials are not releasing his name because it is an unattended death. This is the second body that has been found outside within 2 weeks. Police are reviewing security camera footage in the parking ramp.
A Yankton man is pleading guilty to first-degree manslaughter in connection to a stabbing death last year. 32-year-old Adrian Ludd admits stabbing Timber Canoyer. She later died in the hospital. Prosecutors are recommending an 85-year prison sentence as part of a plea agreement. Lund will be sentenced on February 16. All right, let's get a look at our weather. The cold stuff's behind us.
Yeah, it's a much different story today.
We're doing a little melting out there, Adam.
Yeah, a decent bit of melting. Roads were actually, dare I say, rather good in most cases, but there is a downside to that. While, yes, we were able to melt away a lot of what was on the roads, anything that's left over, slush or water or otherwise, it's going to refreeze as we head through the night, and that's going to be a cycle that we see. We melt and we freeze everything over, so keep that in mind as you get ready for that Tuesday morning commute. Until we get there, the evening commute today is shaping up to be pretty quiet and benign overall. 25 with cloud cover over Watertown on this Monday with a northeast wind at 9 miles per hour, and 31 here in downtown Sioux Falls. We had ample amounts of sunshine earlier today, but the cloud cover is now starting to build in. That's going to keep us from falling too far down the thermometer tonight, but with a lot of snow still on the ground, I still think we'll get ourselves a rather chilly night, all things considered. We are still sitting in the 30s in a couple of areas, but the other story we're going to be watching is the fog, actually. Dense fog advisories in place basically for western and northwestern South Dakota down to Hot Springs as well, and all of our counties along the Nebraska border all the way down to Sioux City. This will be through 9 a.m. Tuesday morning Central Time, 8 a.m. Mountain Time. So be mindful of visibility that may drop below a half to a quarter of a mile at times. There are the temperatures now. 25 for Phillip and Pierre right now, 34 Buffalo. 40s, though, over toward Custer, they're at 45, 31 here in Sioux Falls, 28 Huron, 26 in Mitchell, 32 toward Yankton. Now we're going to continue to stick with these warmer temperatures. Nothing too egregiously warm, not for most of us at least, but it's still going to certainly be a nice thaw considering what we had to deal with through the middle of the month. We'll go through details on that, plus the rest of your forecast all as we head through the hour.
Thanks, Adam. A deep winter freeze is no good for the life-saving drug naloxone, also known as Narcan. It's used to reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. If it freezes, it can make it impossible to administer. Reg Chapman with our CBS affiliate in Minnesota went out with the teams working to make sure it's available for those who need it.
Opioid overdoses, an alarming epidemic across the Twin Cities.
And as fentanyl has grown in popularity, the rate of overdoses increased significantly.
Especially in poor neighborhoods and homeless encampments, there's a huge need for the overdose antidote, Narcan.
Lots and lots of folks need help with substance use disorder.
Jordan Abhold leads the opioid and harm reduction team at Neighborhood Health Source. One of its partners stocks these harm reduction stations where people in areas where overdoses happen often can access Narcan. On days like today, recovery experts worry about the life-saving drug freezing.
I think it'll start freezing right around 32 degrees because the majority of the solution is actually water.
Jordan says 5 degrees is when Narcan freezes solid, making it impossible to administer.
The best thing to do, I think, would be to stick it in your armpit as close to your skin as you can and near some large blood vessels, either in your armpit or your groin.
Besides giving out information on how to unfreeze the nasal spray, Jordan and members of his harm reduction team carry it too.
Some fresh supplies, some fresh food, sleeping bags to keep them warm.
To help keep Narcan warm until it's needed to save a life.
It's more extreme the temperatures are, and the more repeated extremes that the Narcan experiences, the less efficacy it will have.
Jordan would love to see warm places to get the antidote.
Whether it be like a box outside that's heated somehow, or some way insulated to keep them from freezing, or just having them be available in a warm place.
Until then, they will hand-deliver Narcan to make sure it's ready to go when needed. Brett Chapman, WCCO News.
Recovery counselors visit encampments twice a week to make sure fresh antidote and warm clothes are available to prevent freezing. Narcan can still work up to 28 days after freezing, but if it happens over and over, it does lose some effectiveness.
The Minnesota Attorney General and 6 other attorneys general are suing a debt relief company for an illegal scheme. The group alleges that a company named Strategic Financial Solutions used a network of shell companies to run an illegal debt relief scheme. They allege that the company collected hundreds of millions of dollars in illegal fees from vulnerable consumers. The coalition of attorneys general are asking the court to stop the scheme, return the money to consumers, and then impose a financial penalty on those involved.
North Dakota Republican Governor Doug Bergam will not seek a third term in the office. The announcement comes just over a month after Bergam ended his bid for the GOP presidential nomination. He endorsed former President Donald Trump and campaigned for him before the Iowa caucus. Bergam is a wealthy software entrepreneur who won an upset victory in 2016 over the state's popular attorney general in the Republican gubernatorial primary election.